Well, several years after a young woman was found dead inside a water tank on the roof of a downtown LA hotel, the mystery surrounding her death has only grown. Her name was Alyssa Lamb, and investigators said she died of an accidental drowning. But is that really what happened?
Say a body has been found on top of a hotel in downtown Los Angeles, the very same hotel where a daily tourist went missing last month.
So this case got really big because it resurfaced on TikTok. Basically, it showed the footage, which we'll get into a little bit, with a story of her in the elevator. Now, I think this got really big because of her rude behavior in the video and because her death took place on the roof of the Cecil Hotel. At least, her body was found there. Now, if you don't know what the Cecil Hotel is, it's basically one of the most haunted hotels, and the death of Lamb in 2015 was the inspiration of American Horror Story Hotel. But I'll probably do a separate video on the hotel. Alyssa Lamb was 21 years old at the time of her death. She was staying at the hotel where she checked in on January 26, 2013. The last time she was seen before her death was on January 31st, 2013. CNN said her parents reported her missing in the beginning of February. Now, I'm actually kind of disgusted to get this part, but I guess we're complaining about the weird taste of water and the low water pressure. So the maintenance guy went to check and he found her body in a water tank on the roof of the Cecil Hotel. Medical examiners concluded later that year that Alyssa Lamb was the victim of an accidental drowning. Los Angeles robbery homicide detectives originally treated the case as a suspicious death because the water tank was covered and the door to the roof was locked. Now, here's where it gets kind of weird and also why the video blew up, because Lamb was last seen in an elevator. Of this, there's actually a video which I'll show you. In the video, you can see Lam push multiple buttons upon entry. She scans her outside the elevator and steps in and out of it. At one point, she appears to hide in the corner. When she's standing outside, it also looks like she's talking to someone. But no one can be seen because there were no cameras in the hallway. Towards the end of the footage, she steps outside the elevator, moves her hands for a brief moment, and appears to walk away. After that, there's actually no footage of her anymore. People refuse to believe that she got in those tanks by herself, and there could be no way she did that to herself. Comments on TikTok say she definitely saw something that she wasn't supposed to see. Given the elevator footage and the fact that medical examiners officially ruled her the victim of an accidental drowning, many have taken it upon themselves to consider the circumstances of her death. As first reported in 2015, the unsolved nature of the case has drawn internet sleuths who report over Lam's Tumblr blog, on which she posted about art and fashion as well as mental health. As said earlier, Lam's death appears to be the inspiration of 2015's American Horror Story Hotel. BuzzFeed Unsolved also did an episode on Lam's death in 2016, prodding at the reputation of the hotel. At this point, it's called the State Hotel for it being haunted. And it doesn't stop there, because in 2020, a book titled Gone at Midnight, the tragic true story behind the unsolved internet sensation, written by Jake Anderson, was released in February and looks at a lot of different possibilities surrounding Lam's death. The internet won't leave the case alone, and there's still a lot of interest in the circumstances surrounding her death. Even though this is such a big case, it probably won't be solved because it happened 8 years ago and there's little to no evidence. So, did a ghost haunt her and drive her crazy? I guess we'll never know.
I'm a kiss,